were a blank, were a sort of Ku Klux Klan mask, which was frankly very unattractive. I noticed that they were restyling it. They were giving it a square top with a less Ku Klux Klan look after a while. Perhaps I suspect they were self-conscious of its appearance. Below that were generally very healthy bodies. For the most part, these were very young people, mainly, I think, of university age. A lot of them, these are just general impressions, dropouts in the sense that they probably couldn't run the two things together. I wouldn't have said dropouts out of idleness. Perhaps some of them dropouts out of frustration. There were some of them who showed signs of frustration. But many of them, I would say, young fellows who probably wanted to go back to a career, young fellows or young women, who wanted to go back to a career afterwards, but had probably had to give it up. And many of them, by my guess now, would have to call themselves not just professional revolutionaries, but career revolutionaries. This is the one thing that they now know and they're good at. Since the guy would describe that my captors were a sort of paramilitary bunch, and they'd operated so far on the military basis of, as it were, destruction of the enemy. They'd suddenly moved over into the diplomatic world, the world of negotiation. And when you're in negotiation, what you want is a settlement which is equally satisfactory and unsatisfactory to both sides. That is a good negotiation. And it seemed to me that that point would be reached, and it was up to me to hold out until it was reached. And thank God it was reached.
They need one from the other.
But why is a popular army, which basically means violence, necessary to achieve your aims?
It's absolutely necessary to support a government that is going really to fight against the oppression, because, as is very well known, and all the experience, and in the continent, we have a very, very hard experience in that way. The oppressive classes, they don't lost battles without giving them.
They only understand violence.
Well, they won't abandon, and they won't renounce, resign to the interest, to the oppressive interest without violence. And if the people is not organized to face the resistance of the oppressive classes, well, they will be defeated, as in Brazil.
Kidnapping,
Yes.
as opposed to the releasing of the ambassador, gained you supporters
Yes.
rather than losing them.
Oh yes, yes. That 7 months has been. That 7 months have been 7 months of experience from the point of view of organization, because you have to organize the people to keep the ambassador and to answer to the violence of the repression that has been very hard, as you can imagine.
How many active supporters have the Tupamaros
Well,
now
I don't
got?
know, but I read in several newspapers, and it's commented that well, maybe 5,000, maybe.
But this is
But it's something growing, you see, because there are the